Hi everybody, good day. I looked up the transhumanism thing and I knew what it was. I didn't know it by the word of transhumanism, but I have heard about the DNA splitting and all of this and how we're trying to create our own life. I feel like God really wanted me to use these verses to explain why this is bad. I think we all know as Christians why this is bad, but I'm just going to go into it. I'm in Romans chapter 1, and I'm going to start in verse 16, and then I'm going to go to the end of the chapter and go from there. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to every one that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith. And it is written, the just shall live by faith. Let me say it again. The just shall live by faith. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, verse 18. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. Saying that one again. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it to them. So God is manifesting himself to show us who he really is. And I believe that. I believe that every single day he's manifesting in each one of us who he really is, especially when we're running to him and we're asking him for answers. And he's delivering us from our unknowledgeable things of who he is. Now, we're not going to figure it all out, when we get to heaven, we're going to know. We're going to know everything then. But it says God has showed it unto them. For this is I shouldn't say one of my favorites, but I really like this verse because it shows that there is no excuse. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. So basically, everything that is invisible that you can't touch, like you can't touch Jesus physically. You can't touch God physically. It's a spiritual thing. But it says right here, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. So basically, you can just step outside and see the magnificent creation of what God has given us. This is why I like the mountains and hiking so much, and why I connect with him so much in nature, is because you can see by the creation of the world and the creation of everything that God is seeing, that there is no excuse to not see that there's a God. Period. Everyone, even the ones who don't want to admit that there's a God, step outside and they feel him. They feel him. They just don't want to feel the conviction. That's what they don't want to feel. Okay, let me start over. I'm getting a little carried away before I get the verse. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so they are without excuse. They are without excuse. You can go step outside, atheists, see the creation of the world, creation of the trees, creation of plants, creation of humans, creation. You can just see the creation and know that God is there. His eternal power and Godhead is there. There is no excuse. Verse 21, because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Now, there is no specific verse that talks about transhumanation, and I don't think I said that word right. I'm sorry. But I don't think there's one verse that completely says that you're not supposed to DNA split, you're not supposed to this, you're not supposed to that. But I'm going to kind of use this one to explain, and I feel like God wanted me to use this chapter to explain this whole DNA splitting and creating our own life and creating our own humans, and why it's crossing the line, guys. We're trying to become God by creating our own life. This is wrong. It's wrong. It says it became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. I feel like our imagination, we're imagining these things like, what if we can create this? What if we can create that? What if we can create a horse person? What, all these different things. I mean, did we not learn from the giants and from the fallen angels and from all this crap that we're not supposed to be creating these things? God flooded this crap because it's an abomination. God got rid of the giants and he got rid of all of these things because they were abominations. And here we are imagining how we can create all these things. Verse 22, professing themselves to be wise, they become fools. We think we're so smart because we can have this imagination of creating these things and oh my gosh, we can create this, and oh my gosh, we can create that, and we're coming up with all these imitations of things that we can create. And we think we're so wise. We're so wise, but really, we're becoming foolish. The more and more we're trying to imagine these things, and the more and more we're trying to imitate our imagination of creation of these things, we're becoming darkened. Our hearts are becoming darkened. That's why Satan is having such an easy time deceiving so many people right now. I mean, the movie world and the industry, as every single movie you watch, especially nowadays, it's just programming people to get ready for this DNA splicing transhumanism stuff. I really do believe that. You can see it more and more and more in all these movies that are coming out. I haven't been watching them, but I've been seeing like the previews and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, they are literally programming people to get ready for this darkened, foolish things that are going to darken people's hearts to the point where they're not going to be able to see God anymore. All they're going to be able to see is all these imitations, all these imagination things that we're making. I don't want to be a part of it. I hope that I go to heaven soon. I really do. I mean, I know that I probably shouldn't say that, but I really don't. I don't want to be a part of this AI world. I don't want to be a part of this transhumanism crap. I really hope that my lifespan will be done before all of this really hits off. Probably not, but I just pray to God that I'm not deceived and through it, and I pray that I can just not be a part of it, because I don't want a part of any of it. All I care about is me and God right now, and God and I should say. Verse 23, and change the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. So basically, if we're going to create all of these things, all of these different things, we are making an uncorruptible God into an image made like corruptible man, birds, four-footed beasts, and creeping things. When we make these things, we are corrupting the Godhead. We are corrupting who God is and what He created and what His purposes for His creation was for. There is no excuse to do these things and think that it's okay, world. It's not okay. I'm sorry, but I'm not mad, okay? I'm just passionate for God. But I am a little upset with the way the world's getting. And I don't want a part of any of it anymore. It's getting so corrupted. Verse 24. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through their lusts and their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. They are dishonoring their own bodies between themselves. 25, verse 25, who changed the truth of God into a lie. We are changing the creation of God into a lie. God, please let me get this right, because I know you wanted me to use these verses. Please. Verse 25, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator. When we're DNA splicing, we are worshiping the creatures, no matter whether they're human creatures that we're making or animal creatures. When we do these things, we are serving the creature more than the Creator. We are serving a creation more than the Creator. Our Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections. For even their woman did not change the natural use into which is against nature. It's against nature. That God created, by the way, it's against His nature. It's against His Godhead. Why are we doing this, world? Hello? God. We act like we're so smart and we're so freaking foolish to be doing these things. And likewise, okay, verse 27, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. I think God's letting me use this verse as saying that God gave us a woman for a reason. When we go in and DNA splice and we go in and we put eggs and all this stuff and we start making our own people, we're going against the Godhead. God is very upset about this. Verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a probate mind and to do those things which are not convenient, being fulfilled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliceness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. Inventors. We are not to invent. God is to invent things, not us. That's why these are evil things. Disobedient to parents. Verse 31, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affliction, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. It's wrong. Period. World, wake up. It's wrong. I just pray, I pray for everybody in this world. I really do, because it's going to crap really quick. I love every single one of you. Have a blessed day. Love and peace.